Hello students, good morning to all of you. Today once again I am live now and today I start third chapter of Beehive, the little girl. Students, in this chapter we will read how a little girls remove our fear. One girl, she was very fearful from her father, and day by day when she became elder, her fearfulness removed. So we all, everybody, become fearful from our parents at the young time when we born and when we are known as children, child. At that time, we all are unaware of this world. We don't know what to do and what not to do. So, in this, we have done many mistakes, and our parents always motivate us how to improve our mistakes. So students, let's start this chapter. Then you will understand what is the real story about the little girl. Do you feel you know your parents better now than when you were much younger? When you are very younger at the time of child, that time I think you don't know more your parents than now. Now you are elder, you understand more your parents. Perhaps you now understand the reason of some of their actions that used to upset you earlier, and some actions that our parents did with us that is correct. Now we feel. This story about a little girl whose feelings for her father changed from fear to understanding will probably find an echo in every home. And when our son and daughter become elder, they really understand their parents, then people acclaim, accomplish, praise that kind of children. So we start the lesson. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. So narrator is telling, for that little girl, her father was a person to be feared, and she always avoided him. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss. Before going to his work, he came little girl's room and give her a casual kiss, to which she responded, "Goodbye, father." And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. And when her father come out for going to office, he go away by his car, and when his car sound become invisible, fainter and fainter, that means when car's sound become slow, she became happy that her father now has gone to office. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. And once again, when he returned from his office at the evening, he asking many things. He asking tea, he asking about paper, newspaper, he asking about slippers. Kezia, what the name of that little girl? Kezia. Kezia, mother would call to her. केजिया को उसकी मम्मी बुलाती है. And if you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots. Here Kezia's mother instruct to Kezia, you come down and just take off father's shoes. Slowly the girl would slip down the stairs more slowly, still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. By that time he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. And when Kezia's mother called her to come down, take off father's shoes, she slowly come down from stairs more slowly. When she was in the hall, then she opened the drawing room where her father was. By that time he had his spectacles on. By that time Kezia's father's already worn spectacles in his eyes, looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to little girls, and her father looked in a way that fearing to Kezia. Well, Kezia, and now he told to Kezia, well, Kezia, hurry up, pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? He just praised Kezia by his language. You are good girl. You come quickly and take off my shoes and keep it outside. I don't know, father. When father told her something, she is telling to her father. What she told her father, I don't know. She just hesitate to telling something. You don't know, father again copy her. You stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. Here Kezia's father told to Kezia, if you stutter that means if you hesitate at the time of speaking like that, your mother will take you near doctor. She never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. Here, narrator is telling Kezia never hesitate from other people, but only father. Kezia always stuttered with his father because she was very fearful from her father. What is the matter? What are you looking so wrenched about? Here father again asking to Kezia, what is the matter? Why your looks unhappy? Why you look like unhappy? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. Here, Kezia's father instruct his mother. What instruct? He instruct that, Mother, you just taught Kezia. She does not appear in front of me like that. Then Kezia's father instruct Kezia, you bring teacup for me on the table. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth when he yawned. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. Here, students, Kezia thinking about her father. What looks of her father? He she thought about his father. He was so big, man. His hand and his neck and even his mouth when he come in a sleeping mood. When he open his mouth, it just looks like giant. Giant that means राक्षस के जैसा दिखता है. On Sunday afternoon, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. What happened on Sunday? On Sunday, her father was free, and her father was sleeping in the drawing room. So Kezia's grandmother sent Kezia to that drawing room where her father and mother was there. For what grandmother sent Kezia? Grandmother sent Kezia for a lovely talking. But the little girls always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. But whenever Kezia came near parents, what she saw there? She saw mother reading newspaper and father just sleeping on sofa. And how he was sleeping there, he just put his handkerchief on his face and he keep one pillow cushions, that means pillow, he just take one cushions under his legs and sleeping soundly, that means sleeping deeply, and snoring, that means खर्राटा लगाते हुए. She sat on a stool and gravely watched him until he woke and stretched. She sat on a stool. Where she sat? She sat on a stool and gravely watched him. Seriously watched him until he woke and stretched. Until he woke and stretched, she was there. She was sit in on a stool. Asked the time then looked at her. And when Kezia's father woke up, he asked time, then looked at Kezia. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. When Kezia's father woke up, what Kezia's father told to Kezia, don't look seriously at me. Your looks like a brown owl. उल्लू की तरह तुम दिखती हो. One day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion for a gift out a beautiful piece of yellow silk. What happened one day, Kezia's father had birthday, so grandfather suggested to Kezia, why not you gift your father some special things, what he like most. So Kezia asked what he like most. Then grandfather told to Kezia he like most pillow. Cushion, that means pillow. His favorite things is pillow. So why not you gift her a pillow? That was conducted in a next week. Laboriously with a double cotton, the little girls stitched three sides, but was to fill it with it. So finally, Kezia thought to make pillow. He took cotton clothes and stitched from three sides. But what to fill in that cushion? This is the question for Kezia. So she, grandfather was out in the garden. She wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up and tore them into tiny pieces and stuffed her case, them sewed up in the fourth side. Listen, students, what happened then? Her grandmother was out in the garden. Kezia entered into her mother room, and what she find there? She finds some scraps that was on table. She just saw there a fine paper. She just picked that fine paper and tore into small pieces. And that small pieces, it means scraps, she just fill from fourth side and just stretched from the fourth side. So students, we will read this today, all the today this lesson, and we will understand what Kezia has done in this lesson and what her parents role with her. We will read about it. Thank you for joining us.